Are we supposed to follow what seems to be the pop media model and applaud Joe Biden for his dogged determination? Or perhaps oppose him for his senseless anti-constitutional move to keep pushing expensive, dangerous, unworkable, battery-powered electric vehicles on us, even as breaking news from a hurricane zone reiterates the fact that these things can burst into flames when exposed to seawater? Hi everyone, I'm Gardner Goldsmith for MRC-TV. You know, electric vehicles are much less popular than many politicians and their subsidized EV maker friends actually anticipated. This reality might be attributable to numerous factors, including the steep cost, the unworkability, the dangers to the environment represented by both the acquisition of minerals for the batteries and the disposal of spent batteries filled with toxic chemicals, or the fact that charging the EVs, the aging of the EVs, and EV exposure to certain environmental conditions can push the charging systems and the batteries to ignite in hellish flame that is actually extremely hard to extinguish. Perhaps that flame is a metaphor for the love of aggressive leftists. It's a pyre that's hard to put out and hazardous to your well-being. Of course, the unworkability, the expense, and the danger of EVs, well, they haven't stopped the Biden administration from pushing our tax cash into their ever-growing EV sinkhole, whether we like it or not. And it seems as if some EV purchasers have disregarded numerous long-standing and recent warnings about that big fire problem. Because as weather.com reports, quote, some electric vehicles in Florida are bursting into flames after coming into contact with salt water. Residual saltwater particles left behind on flooded batteries and battery components can conduct electricity, resulting in short circuits and eventual fires. Safety officials are urging EV owners with vehicles that flooded to take action now, as fires can ignite weeks after flooding. Of course, this phenomenon isn't some fringe urban legend akin to spontaneous human combustion. It's not like the exploding drummer problem of the fictitious band Spinal Tap, and it isn't like the phenomenon described in the movie Repo Man, where a government official claimed,
"It happens sometimes. People just explode."
This is predictable and comprehensible due to the nature of electric vehicles and the conductivity of salt water.
The salt water that is flooding can get into the battery and dry there. And once it dries, it creates what federal safety officials call bridges between cells. And that can lead to fires. And those fires can come anywhere from days to weeks later. And once an EV catches on fire, it is incredibly difficult to put it out.
Remember the July fire aboard the Dutch cargo ship Fremantle Highway? That one included numerous of the EVs aboard the ship, and no surprise, it resisted intense attempts to put it out. This is a problem for many battery-based fires, and people around the world working in many different fields have come to recognize the dangers of the batteries. As the Institute for Energy Research observes, quote, not only are there more fires due to lithium-ion batteries in e-bikes and in electric vehicles, but they are far more intense and difficult to put out than other fires, burning with an energy that is twice that of a normal fire. The New York Fire Department recently reported that so far this year there have been 108 lithium-ion battery fires in New York City, which have injured 66 people and killed 13. And last year, there were more than 200 fires from batteries in e-bikes, electric vehicles, and other devices. The fire commissioner warned New Yorkers that such devices typically explode in such a way that renders escape impossible. Further, in just 3 years, lithium-ion battery fires have surpassed those started by cooking and smoking as the most common causes of fatal fires in New York City. But again, the politicians who steal our money, our free will, and our opportunities to decide where we might want to invest, well, those politicians blithely overlook all of this reality. Joe Biden just announced another move to burn over $12 billion of our cash and that of our progeny, since the U.S. is $30 trillion in debt, even as the electric vehicles were bursting into flames in Florida. Is it too late to ask for our money back? Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. We had and have no choice, which is one of the key differences between the market sphere and the political realm. We often don't get to see the mistakes or feel the troubles that the spending of our tax money has created for other people. And it isn't just the owners of the EVs who run into trouble when they make the dumb decision to buy the subsidized, politically promoted rigs. These fires harm many other people, which is why many of us who are aware of the EV dangers are beginning to avoid parking anywhere close to them, and why many private parking garage owners are banning EVs. Quote, one hazard in lithium-ion batteries is thermal runaway, a rapid and unstoppable increase in temperature leading to fires in electric vehicles that are hard to extinguish and can spontaneously reignite. Fire extinguishing systems on ships that haul cars were not designed for the hotter fires. Recent fire-related losses are resulting in increased insurance costs for automakers shipping cargo, and costs are also likely to increase for vessel owners. As such, automakers are buying additional liability protection. Like the owners of the private parking garages, we should be able to disconnect from their electric car future. But Biden and numerous state-level politicians, well, they want to force us not only to subsidize their fire hazard EV boondoggles, but to force away our choices of regular cars to buy. Yeah, we're all being burned, figuratively and, for many, literally. We're being burned by the hubristic elitists who think they know better than we do how to live our own lives. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you think these are valuable videos, please hit the thumbs up and share them with friends, especially with students who might be interested in economics and ethics. Please find us on Rumble, where they don't censor us. Yes, we're still on YouTube, but they still censor us, and it's frustrating. You can, of course, find the whole team at MRC-TV.org. That's MRC-TV.org. And while you're there, please consider donating to the Media Research Center and buying something from the Media Research Center store. MRC store has lots of great stuff in it. You can find us on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Twitter. And of course, on Gab, I'm at Gardner Goldsmith. And on Twitter, I'm at Gard Goldsmith. For MRC TV, I'm Gardner Goldsmith.